not even a good critic of Islam. Islamophobes, they make these claims just to people.
I'm not Islamophobe.
No,
I'm against one.
they make these claims, and you've read that. Did you seriously open up a book? Okay, can I ask you a question?
Prophets
On
in
this-
my religion did bad things.
Sorry.
I agree that.
On the issues of marriage of the Prophet with this particular lady, sorry, did you really open up a book of hadith and stumbled across this? Or did you read an article somewhere or watched a video somewhere written by Islamophobes or produced by Islamophobes? Tell me, honestly, be honest to yourself.
Only judging by this fact.
Sorry.
In your heart, you know this
Be
is wrong.
honest to
she
yourself.
couldn't willingly.
Did you happen to read the hadith like I read Nasai, flicking the pages, and suddenly I came across this?
The hadith is
wait.
made to explain all these things. So of course you believe
I'm
it.
asking you a specific question. Okay? Did you happen to read a book of hadith? You know, you're just browsing it and you found this? Or is it that you read this in an article somewhere written by an Islamophobe, a critic, or a video made by them, or something like this?
I've seen it on YouTube.
Exactly.
But it doesn't mean it's not true.
No, exactly. So now I am saying precisely, people are making these kind of claims and misleading people like yourself.
I believe he tried to
You've been misled by them.
to find excuses for his
No.
behavior.
You have been misled by them. Did you read these yourself and check? Okay, let me check what does it say in the Arabic. Let me read a commentary. Let me speak to Muslim scholars and this what they say.
But what can they say? They
No,
wouldn't
did
say
you do
something
that?
against them.
Sorry, did you do
Because
that?
they would find the
Excuse
explanation.
me. Did you do that?
No.
Right. So you've taken the criticism levied by the accusers, the Islamophobes, certain bigots, individuals, right?
Go back to it.
No. And then you take it for, oh, there you go. It must be true, take it for granted. Is this a good approach?
They may have done good things.
Sorry. Is this a good approach?
It's up to you what to believe.
No. When you take an approach, imagine now, I start reading about a book, about the Bible. It says, oh, the Bible is believed by people from Mars only. It's a book from Genesis to Revelation. They are not called Christians, they are called Ulumba people. They believe in the Bible, and no one else does believe in it. Now, when I read this, think what I'm saying. When I read this, am I going to say yes? That's what it is. So a person comes along and says, I'm a Christian, I read it. So no, you can't be a Christian. You have to be Ulumba. What are you going to say?
I'm going to be honest. Even in Christianism, there are Christian prophets that did mistakes, and I acknowledge that.
Prophets did make mistakes? What kind?
Yes.
What kind?
Chosen people. David did mistakes.
Like what?
What do you mean?
I want to know
King
the
David.
examples.
King David did mistakes.
What mistakes did he make?
When he married, he took a married woman and he killed her husband in battle. He made that he was going to be killed.
Marrying, sleeping with your own daughters. Do you think a prophet would do that?
No.
Why is that in the Bible? Did it really happen?
I believe prophet did that.
Really?
But
Seriously?
they did mistakes.
Seriously? But someone is made a prophet by God to be an example to people, and he sleeps with his daughters. Seriously?
They made mistakes and God punished them for this. They didn't claim it's in the name of God, and God tell them to do this.
If
They believe in child marriage.
If you are a doctor and I go to you, and then you tell me, you know what, when I operate, I just cut the artery here and there, you know, but it's okay. And I might kill them afterwards, and I haven't got a degree anyway. These are all fake certificates. I'm not even a qualified surgeon. You tell me that. Now, I go to you for a heart operation, life-saving operation. When you disclose all of that, when I know about you, am I going to trust you with my heart being operated by yourself? No. So when you see a prophet in a religion says he slept with his daughters, do you think people will take him seriously?
Which prophet was this? Can you tell me? What was this prophet?
There was a prophet. I think it's Prophet Lot.
No, but Lot, it wasn't a prophet.
If the Bible says it's a prophet, he must be a prophet, right?
You know the story, right?
So he's not a prophet because of that.
No, but you know the story of Lot. And in your heart, this is actually what happened. He slept with his daughters. Honestly. Do you
I'm
believe
asking,
this?
in the Bible, there's a particular prophet who slept with his daughters.
Yeah, it's lot. I agree with this.
Now, do you really
This
think
isn't the story. They made him drunk, so they
did he
because they
sleep
fought
with his daughters? Eventually.
not willingly, not willingly.
Doesn't matter. Did he do
He
that?
was drunk. He didn't know what.
So he gets drunk. A prophet of God gets drunk. Do you think when someone is drunk, he's able to communicate about God
no,
properly?
but God punished them because of
Sorry.
David.
Imagine you getting drunk while you're doing operation. Would I trust you for my operation?
No.
Right. So how would you trust a prophet of God drunk and saying God tells you do this and do that?
Okay, Lot. It wasn't a prophet. He didn't prophesy nothing. He just
Did God communicate with
Dawood,
him?
David. It's not Lot actually.
no.
David,
Lot,
Malik Dawood.
daughters of Lot slept with him in a cave because they thought the war was ending because of the
Doesn't matter
Sodom
the
and
one or the other.
Gomorrah.
It's not the issue is how can you believe in a book which gives you picture of prophets and messengers
condemned
who are
it.
supposed to
God
be
didn't say
role
it's right.
model, who are supposed to be your
So
first
Muhammad is the
example.
role model.
Of course he is. Do you have any problems with him?
Of course.
What problem? do
Many
you have?
problems.
Give me some examples.
What about Aisha?
What about Aisha?
Child bride.
Child?
She was 6.
You call her a child when he got married.
She was 6, right?
Hang on. Slow down. What age was Mary, the mother of Christ, when Joseph, who was 90 years old, married her?
I don't know.
Maybe 12, maybe 13. Is that a child?
Did God?
Excuse me, is that a child?
I don't know the age. Yeah, maybe she was very young.
Rachel, Leanne, Rebecca, there's many others. Was she a child? Less than 14 years old.
Okay, so her husband is he a prophet of?
I'm
It's
asking
not
you
an
a question.
example.
The mother of God got married to a 90-year-old and you're saying it's okay.
I'm not saying it's okay, but
So you're not-
He's not an example for humanity.
So it's not okay. So you condemn it altogether.
Yeah.
So you're saying God should not have been born through her. God meaning Jesus, God. Yeah? You're
Her
saying
husband.
no,
He's not
think about it.
Jesus' father.
Think about
She
it.
was virgin, right? You believe in this? Jesus was.
But you're okay with the mother of God marrying someone who's 90
I
years
don't
old.
know when she consummated the marriage, but Aisha was 9, so
She was an adult. Do you have a problem with adult marriage?
would you let me marry your daughter when she's 9? And I'm 40, I'm not 50.
Let me ask you this question again. Do you have a problem when adults get married?
Adults now.
Exactly. She was an adult. What's your problem?
9. But
Okay.
she played with dolls.
What age do children become adults?
Whenever they decide it's time to get married, if her husband was 9, then maybe it was alright. He was 50.
You're again really not discussing this on a purely level of thinking. If someone becomes an adult at the age of 12, are you going to say, no, that's not right?
I would agree prophets made mistakes.
Sorry.
Even our prophets made
Talk
mistakes.
about adulthood. What age someone becomes an adult?
Consensual, at least a few years after puberty. So at 9, definitely you're not
What
in
is-
a mental state to get married.
Do you know what puberty
You're 50
is?
years old.
Puberty is a beginning of adulthood. Do you accept that?
Yes.
Right. What does it mean, adulthood? Means someone is being ready to conceive, ready to have relationship.
I don't think you would give your daughter to marry.
So, my
50 years
daughter or not
old.
daughter?
So in your heart, you know this is wrong.
Hang on. You are really an individual who has issue emotionally, not rationally. I am saying an age of adulthood is when they have passed the age of puberty and they're about to now conceive. In this country, a 9-year-old got married to a 10-year-old and they had a child. Are you going to condemn that? That they're babies and they're children? Babies don't have children, my friend.
Okay, first of all,
Do babies have children? No, babies are incapable of producing children.
even some kings of England had child marriage. But
Everywhere, the marriage was not like 18 years old.
I agree.
You have somehow been what we called suffering from presentism. Today, people are told you should get married just before 30, and then when it's 40, you can't have any more children. So you have a closed window, or something like that, or 18, 19, 20. Look, the present society tells you marry when you have an education, when you have a degree, when you have a job, when you have a house. No, that's not the age of marriage. Age of marriage is when you have reached adulthood and when there will be no harm.
I understand you do mental gymnastics to explain this.
You call that mental gymnastics. I can clearly see you are very uncomfortable because you know that that's what it is. Biology has determined when an adult becomes an adult.
In your heart,
yet,
you know this was wrong.
in your heart, you know Islam is the truth. Why are you laughing? No, I said the same thing. In your heart, you know Islam is the truth. Why don't you accept it? In your heart, I'm making a similar kind of statement. In your heart, you know Islam is the truth. Are you going to say no, it's not? So it's just a statement, my friend. The reason why God put a rainbow in the sky, do you know? In your Bible. So that he can be reminded of a covenant that he made, a contract that he made. Does God need reminding by a rainbow? He doesn't. So what you read in the Bible, you should ask yourself, could it be actually from God in the first place?
What Old Testament is not Bible?
Okay, so the Bible.
Did you ask that question?
So the Bible doesn't come from God then.
You have to conclude. You make that conclusion yourself.
I believe it does.
It's not from God.
I believe it comes from God.
So when he puts a rainbow so he can be reminded, can you ask yourself, why does God, who is all knowledgeable, needs to be reminded by a rainbow?
Where did it say?
In Genesis. Have you not read the story?
I've read the
The
Genesis.
story of the flood, when flood happened, then God made a covenant with Noah, with the prophet.
You believe in the same Old Testament. So why
No,
are
I
you
don't.
asking me?
I don't.
What do you mean?
I don't. I don't believe in
The
that.
Quran is based on the Old Testament.
No, Quran is not based on the Old Testament. Sorry? The Quran is not based on the Old Testament. Who told you that? Where did you get this from?
Isn't Muhammad? Didn't he tell if you have doubt, go to the people of the book and the Torah?
No.
What do you mean? No, it says in the Quran.
No. So again, you're misrepresenting what the Quran said. The
what did
Quran
it say?
spoke about the Prophet. وإن كنت وفإن كنت وإن كنت شك ممن نزلنا. It goes like this. If you are in doubt, O Prophet, as to what we have revealed, then ask the people who are reading the scripture before you. But know that the truth has come to you, so don't be of those who have doubt. So it was addressing to the Prophet of Islam. What was his response? La ashak wala as'al. I do not ask and I do not doubt. I don't doubt and I don't ask. Because Allah told him on the same verse, now the truth has come to you from your Lord. So don't be of those who doubt. It was a rhetorical question. If you don't know, go and ask him. But he says, look, I have already accepted and believed in you. And I'm confirmed that the revelation you've sent to me is the truth. So I have no doubts. I don't need to ask. So don't just bring in, again, where did you read this? You didn't just happen to read the Quran, flicking the pages and you came across. You read that somewhere or watched that in a video written by Islamophobes, produced by Islamophobes. Again, you've been misled once again. You need to ask yourself, how am I going to learn about the Quran? By watching these videos and books or read articles? Or am I going to open up the Quran myself and see what does it have to say?
I will read the Quran.
Thank you. Please do that.
Even if I would read it, I don't believe it comes from God.
When you read it, you will engage with it, and you will find out what is
Do
from
you
God.
believe in the heaven, of the Muslim heaven with 70 virgins and stuff like that?
Only 70?
How many? 1,000?
No, in heaven.
Do you believe you will have virgins?
Sure. Do you believe in heaven? Yes. Right. What will you do in heaven?
First of all, in heaven,
No, brother, give him the chance. What will you do?
think you will have-
actions-wise?
first of all, there won't be any sexual
No,
need
don't
in
say what you will not do. My question is specific. What will you do? Not what will you not do.
What do you mean? How
Do you
could I
believe in
know?
heaven?
How could I know?
Do you want people to go into heaven? So I wanted to know, okay, fine. What is heaven awaited?
From our Bible, there are not many details about heaven. And we can
If
only
you
speculate.
expect people go to heaven, because that's the ultimate destination, right?
Yes.
Good. What will we do in heaven?
Have sex with virgins?
No, I'm asking you.
No, just live in peace and harmony. That there won't be any sex or man and woman or.
You're saying there won't be this, there won't be that. Don't tell me what you won't do. What will you do in heaven? What will I do in your heaven? What will he do in your heaven?
Live in peace. And
What do you mean live in peace? When you say live, doing what? Would he be having peace in eating something? Would there be any
I
food
don't
to
know.
eat?
It will be a different state. We can't compare it
So
to
tell
what
me
we
about
do
it
today.
then. Tell me about it.
I can't tell
You
you
haven't
because
got
I
a
don't
clue.
know.
So how can you aspire to go to heaven when you haven't got any idea about it?
Okay, you tell me about your heaven.
In our heaven, there will be pleasure, joy, peace, tranquility, contentment. And the good pleasure of God where we will see God.
You will have virgins.
Wait a second. Try to understand what I'm saying.
I'm very curious about the virgins.
Listen, you are so jealous of the Islamic heaven because you don't have it in your
Sounds
religion.
incredible to
No,
be
no,
honest.
no, no. I can clearly see how jealous you are. In fact, most Christians are. The reason they talk about all this because of jealousy, because they know they can't get anything like that. In this life, they want to have so many beautiful women in their lives, and they know in heaven there will be none for them. But Islam offers that. Islam offers companionship. Islam offers
Can you have
contentment,
70
joy.
virgins, please? Can you ask this?
Slow down, my friend. Basically, in Islam, there will be spiritual contentment and happiness as well as physical. As well as
Physical would be any.
I mean,
We don't believe this.
it's up to you what you believe, what you don't. But this is the reality. In your concept of religion,
It's just your belief. It's
in
not
your concept of heaven, you don't even know what you're going to do. But I'm telling you, God has already told us, God created us spirit and flesh. And He will reward us with spiritual and bodily happiness and joy and tranquility.
For me, this is more. If I was an atheist, this wouldn't sound right. You know,
If you're an
God to say,
atheist,
okay, if
would you
believe
want
in
to
me-
go to a heaven not knowing what to do? He doesn't even know what you're going to do.
It doesn't matter this.
Okay, fine. Do you find companionship and love?
But please explain this
One
verse
moment,
about
what?
the 70 virgins.
There is no verse master virgin. So let me ask you this. Do you feel in this life companionship? That you want to have companions?
Try to
and friends?
divert from the question.
No, because I want to know if you have feelings in this life and suddenly all of it is taken away. All the good things that makes you happy is going to be taken away in heaven.
I believe
in your beliefs.
I believe we won't have any needs like hunger, need for sex, need for different stuff.
So would you be happy?
Because the spirit doesn't need sex.
Would you be happy then? Why was Jesus in the Bible having fish and honeycomb when he was like spiritual body?
He had human nature as well.
No. After his resurrection, he was still eating flesh of fish and honeycomb. So
He was
basically,
still body after the resurrection.
so when you're resurrected in heaven, would you have a body?
No,
But Jesus had a body.
but he was still on earth, not in heaven.
So where did Jesus say you would not have a physical body in heaven? Did he say that to you?
I don't know if it specifies or.
Then you're basically making
Not
up.
very important for me.
It's not important. You don't know what awaits there for you. Is it torture in heaven? Or is it pleasure in heaven? Is it contentment in heaven? Is it tranquility in heaven?
Jesus said we would be like children when we enter heaven. So we would have to be like children.
Yeah, but what will you do in heaven?
Children have orgies and 70 virgins.
In your heaven?
Nothing. I don't believe they will do anything that in the Quran.
So you're again talking about negatives. What would they do in your heaven?
don't know.
You don't know. So is there anything? Imagine somebody wants to sell a car, and the customer asks, "How's the car? Is it good?" He says, "I don't know." Is the car comfortable? I don't know. Is the car fast enough? I don't know. Is the car robust enough? I don't know.
But
Would you think a customer would take that car?
we only know from what
Excuse me.
what it was revealed.
No.
I can't
What?
answer-
what has been revealed? What has been revealed? What has been revealed?
We don't have too many details.
So you go to a car dealer and the car dealer says, when you ask, is the car any good? He says, I don't know. Is the car robust and good, comfortable, speedy? Is the car really good in the sense that okay, it's a good structure, the metallic body and so on, or is it going to just break apart? Every question he says, I don't know. Okay? He says, okay, is this
Who am I
car
to answer you what's
stolen? He says, I don't know. Is this car really in a working condition? He says, I don't know. Would you buy that car?
This analogy has
Sorry, would you buy that car?
No, but-
Good. So about heaven, you don't know anything. So why would anyone want to go to your heaven when you haven't got a clue what heaven is like? And yet you become jealous of Islamic heaven because there's going to be bodily enjoyment.
Okay, first of all, I'm not a scholar. I don't represent the Christianity or I'm just
You'll be surprised when you read. You won't find much information there anyway, not much. That is why we say, look,
I agree
in
with this.
Islam, Allah has given us certain descriptions of similarity. There will be food, but it won't be food like this. It will be like it was, we used to have something like that. So because what awaits there, no eyes have seen, no one has tasted, but there's something God has given a comparison so that you can appreciate what's there. You will not feel any fatigue, you will not feel any tiredness, you will not feel any headache, nothing. It's all about being happy and being joyful and being tranquil and being content and being peaceful and being what? Fully someone who say like, yes, I am feeling some of that.
with this I can agree, but I don't agree.
That is Islamic heaven.
You will have 70 virgins and a white servant, a boy, white as light, or something like this. There's this verse.
So if I find someone
Who are the virgins then? Where are they?
God created them, He sends in the Quran, He creates them, a special creation.
So they don't have a soul then.
So if God creates, look, when people now, I mean, think about it, subhanallah, people are making plastic bodies of human beings.
So it's like
and
a
they're,
robot
wait.
or
And they're making them for their enjoyment. God creates companions for your happiness. And you're saying, oh, does them have a soul or not?
Reward.
They can interact with you.
I believe this was.
It's a reward. And you are.
I believe
you're
this
saying
was
it's a-
invented by Muhammad to attract people. Okay, come to me. I will give you virgins. I will give you this. It sounded very interesting. You know,
Can I
can
intervene, brother?
understand
Can I
why.
Where are you from, brother?
Romania.
Romania. I'm from Iraq. I ask you some question, okay? Where is out of the topic bit, but we're gonna go back to the topic, okay? Where is the origin of English language or Romanian language come from? Or French or Italian come from?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a linguist.
Okay, I tell you in briefly,
From
okay?
Babylon. Oh, you're from Babylon, right?
From the Roman Empire, Anglo-Saxon migrated to this land 1200 AD, okay? And they were speaking the language of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire before them was the Greek Empire, or Greek civilization, which was the mother of the human civilizations, okay? And the Greek took their language from the Akkadian from Middle East, from Iraq today. From Iraq today, okay? Look, in the Bible is saying, God is saying in the Bible, Iraq is the cradle of humans, cradle of civilization, and I know you know the history of Sayyidina Adam and Hawa where they landed on Jabal Arafat, and all the human civilization started there. When the human civilization started, there was a pair of humans, Adam and Eve. They expanded slowly.
Some people say it's Adam and Steve.
Adam and Eve, sorry.
Some people say it's Adam and Steve.
Okay, they can't say what they want. Right,
I
okay?
agree, yeah.
Right. All these nations you see around the world, they are brothers and sisters.
I agree. Okay.
According to Judaism, according to Christianity, Bible, according to the Quran, you know? All these people come from a pair of human beings. And they divided. We are creating their troubles, brother. We are the human, it's not God. It's not God.
Yeah.
We have money, we have food, we have water, we have chicken, we have fish, we have lamb, we have everything. But we're fighting. No, he's son of God. No, no. He said, and keep continuing fighting wars, 1,000 million dying for 2 words. Even sometimes there is no word. You know the nature of the human being. They fight because why you look at me? Bam, 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 bam. And lots of people involved in this situation. Okay.
Football supporters fight each other.
Fighting each other. Even one family, brother and brother, kill each other. Son and father kill their children, rape their children. That's the nature of human.
That's why I follow Jesus' teaching, love your enemy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
If we apply these laws, it will be heaven on earth.
I'm not too much religious, okay? But I understand the way of life, which is Judaism, Christianity, Quran is the one message from one God. The message being sent the Jewish different type of people, Christian different type of people. Muslim, the last revelation is the Islam came after Prophet Isa alayhi salam. Okay, that is one message. When I look, if you go inside the Bible and squeeze it, take out the good thing of it, you will see the Quran. I'm sorry. I asked his permission.
So then the message was, to not be friends with Christian and Jews. So how is this about unity?
No, who said that? No.
So again, you've been misled by something that you've read or have seen.
That doesn't exist, brother.
Allah tells us that we need to cooperate in goodness, right? Not in the opposite of that. So there is righteousness and pity, al-birr and taqwa, and the opposite of this. He doesn't somehow stop us from cooperating and say, oh, you should take them as your enemies. No such thing as that at all in Islamic teaching. What Allah says, don't take the Jews and the Christians as your awliya, which are protecting allies. For example, they are allies to each other. For example, would you consider Israel taking its protecting ally, Pakistan, and other Muslim countries? It will never do that. It will take its protecting ally, America, United States of America. Do you know why? Because they serve the same interests. They will help each other and so on and so forth. Right. So when it comes to having this protection, an ally, you are not going to go to someone who doesn't even have the same interest. Jews and the Christians, they don't have the same interest. But you can have them as friends, but not as a protecting ally. Okay? So that is what Islam says. Not that, oh, you can't have friends with them. People misunderstand, totally take it out of context, especially by those Islamophobes.
Why did he kill the Jews in Medina?
Kill the Jews? You have been really, my friend, really been influenced so much by this Islamophobic writings. The Prophet ﷺ did not kill the Bani Qurayza, 700 or 800 of them. They got themselves killed by their own admissions, not killed. They got themselves their own punishment because of their crime. What was their crime? The Jewish tribe that committed treason against that particular law that was established then. They broke that treaty, endangered the lives of various people. And when they were besieged and captured, they then said, fine, give us an arbitrator, and whatever he decides, we will take the punishment. The arbitrator, they chose. They were given the opportunity and they chose. Yeah? Saad. And he was always their protecting friend. He was a Muslim, they chose him as an arbitrator. What did he do? He, instead of giving the judgment from the Quran, he gave the judgment from their own books, the Tanakh. The Tanakh says if a city is captured, besieged, the inhabitants, you put the male adults to the sword. Yeah? To the sword. That is the law in Deuteronomy. That is the law given from God to them. So that law, same law is applied to them for them, on them, by their own choice.
Why did they kill
So,
Christians?
so wait.
Christians
So
don't
when,
believe in killing.
so when
They have
they
no-
got this punishment, it was a punishment they happily had to accept because it's from their own book. So the Prophet ﷺ didn't go and kill Jewish tribes here and there. It's a totally distorted, incorrect propaganda that has been passed on so much, and you have been reading it and you get misled by it.
He spread Islam by force. Do you agree with this?
Islam by force. How can, okay, imagine now I have a gun and I say, become a Muslim. Do you think I can really make you a Muslim? Because when you say, yeah, I'm become Muslim, when you go home, you know, get lost what Islam is. I can't change in your heart by force.
And yet in my country,
Wait.
Ottomans killed so
Excuse me,
many people.
hang on. Slowly.
not wanting to convert.
Slowly. So can we change people's belief by force? Is it possible?
No, but some people
Slowly. You say no, but don't continue with the
they
but.
didn't want to denounce their faith
Sorry.
and they were killed for this.
You know that you cannot change someone's belief by force. Okay? So the Ottomans, when did the Ottomans force people to become a Muslim?
I don't know, in 1400, 1500.
Right. So this time the Ottomans were not following Islam, were they? Where does Islam say you can force people by coerce and force people to become a Muslim? Where?
But it says in
Which
the
teaching?
Quran, fight them until they accept or they pay jizya or something like this.
Until they. So if they don't accept, what do you do?
So whether they accept it or they pay jizya.
Jizya,
And
meaning
jizya
what?
only for protecting. Not to give him like this.
You said it.
Okay,
The
so
verse
why-
that you are
why these
quoting
Muslim countries,
really tells you.
even nowadays,
you
people
fight.
get killed
You just
in
said
Arab
it.
countries.
Sorry. You need to go one example by example. So the example that you quoted, yes, you fight them. If they accept it, that's fine. If they don't, what do? According to this Quranic ayah, you let them go. But
Apparently
they have to.
Muslims don't apply this law because they
Hang
kill
on,
Christian nowadays.
Hang on. You're now going from 1400s to 21st century to 7th century. You can't do that. Let's do example by example.
You won't find the truth if you do this.
Yeah, example by example. So now, today, when
Truth
the
is not necessarily religion. Religion,
my friend, when the
divides.
when the Serbian Christians massacred and killed 8,000 or more Bosnian Muslim men, is it because the Christianity tells them so?
It was war between the state, not a religious war.
So
They didn't fight a religion.
No, if I say it's because of Christianity and Christian religion, would I be right?
No.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with
Christian did bad things.
Or
I
Christian
agree with
texts.
this.
Now,
Catholic did
where
very bad
does the
things.
Quran or the Hadith of our Prophet, the Sunnah of our Prophet, Islam, two primary sources of Islam, say go and kill these people? Where?
And the only resource. That's the only true resource.
Yeah. Where does it say that?
I don't know, I will check. But do you agree that a Muslim should be killed if he denounces his religion? Because it is
Now we see.
nowadays.
Look. You're jumping from one topic to the other. So this topic about Muslim has been forcing people to accept Islam has no foundation in the Quran, no foundation in the Sunnah of the Prophet.
Well, they done it
Secondly,
in my country,
if
you know.
it ever happened in your country, they were not following Islamic teaching. Anyone who doesn't follow Islamic teaching, you can't blame Islam for that. Blame those people who are not following Islam. Right? Good. Now you're saying if someone changes their religion, would you kill them or not? According to Deuteronomy, the 5 books of Moses in the
No,
Bible,
I agree on this.
if you change your religion, God says kill them.
I
Do you
agree
disagree with
this.
God?
I don't disagree, but